Morning, guys. Right, well, if you've been following me with these Mitas E-07 tyres, you'll possibly have seen the last video, which was a 10,000 mile review. Remarkable on a 60/40 tyre. However, I've just, a few days ago, hit the 11,000 mile mark. So on the front tyre, at 10,000 miles, we had 6mm on the outer edge, which is this area here. It's not the very outer, but I measure this area here. And on the middle, we had 7.25. That's at 10,000 miles. So at this 11,000 mile mark, the outer is now 5.75 and the middle is 7mm. So it's losing over the life of the tyre quite evenly every 1,000 miles. Perfectly legal. I'm getting a little bit of vibration on the front end, but I'm not entirely sure whether it's the tyres or whether I need to readjust some bolts for the fittings that I've put on. I'll find out when I get the new tyres fitted, but perfectly legal. Yeah, and I think these blocks here, you can see how they get misshapen. I mean, bear in mind these have got 11,000 miles on, so they've had a good battering now. And in all honesty, they are, I think, just about done for the purpose that I'm using them. So on the rear tyre here, which obviously gets a lot more wear because the power's put through the rear wheel, you can see the wear on these tyres. And at the 10,000 mile mark, the last reading, the outer edge was 8.7, and that's now 8.5, so it hasn't worn that much, but it's obviously because it's on the outer edge. The middle has gone from 10,000 miles at 3.75 to 3mm at this 11,000 mile mark. So still legal in the UK, but down to 3mm in this centre band. Tyre's done really good. Don't really feel any effects from the back tyre being worn. Clearly they wouldn't be as good off-road. But on the road in dry conditions, they're still fine. So that's the final review of these Mitas E-07 tyres. 11,000 miles. I've reviewed them every 1,000 miles since new. And what have I got to say about them? Well, if you've watched the other videos, I've been very complimentary about the tyres. I'm really impressed with them. They're a 60/40 tyre. Predominantly my use is road use. Mostly smaller back main road usage. A bit of motorway. Some trail riding. Most of that trail riding gravel track. Some odd gnarly routes, but mostly gravel. Firstly, the road handling of the tyres is excellent, especially early on. In the first 3,000–4,000 miles, you would not tell you had I could not tell that they were a semi-off-road tyre. Obviously, as they wear, you do start to feel that, but they have worn, the front tyre's worn remarkably in a rather oval shape, as you've seen on the video. The back tyre, predominantly because of a lot of road use, has flattened off a little bit, has squared off a little bit, but the road holding of these tyres is brilliant. Now, I'm asked questions as to whether they are any good in the rain. And like any tyre, or any bike on any tyre, if it's raining, you need to take care you need to be cautious and you need to ride according to the conditions. And it's no different with these tyres. So if it's wet, you just ride to the conditions. But I find them to be pretty good in the rain. I've had TKC tyres before, which are a 50-50 tyre, and these are better in the rain than those tyres. But in dry conditions, they just stick like a limpet to the road. Off-road, on the type of off-road I do, which is mainly gravel, they're brilliant. They really do hold their own. Even at 11,000 miles on gravel track, they'd be absolutely brilliant. It's just if you start to get a little bit more rocky and a little bit more gnarly at 11,000 miles, they wouldn't really be gripping tremendously. So, excellent tyre. They've worn pretty evenly. They are still legal, but they are worn. And on the basis of my last review at 10,000 miles, I decided to change the tyres as soon as I could after the 10,000 miles. However, it's been a bit difficult, a bit awkward getting a front tyre for the bike. And I managed to source a front tyre for the bike a couple of weeks ago. So I've ended up doing an extra 1,000 miles to get it to 11,000 miles. And I'm going to change them today. In many ways, I would have liked to push the tyres to the legal limit, which in the UK is 1 millimetre. But in all honesty, I'm ready for a change. 11,000 miles. I've had my money's worth out of these tyres, and it's just time to replace them. But to replace them with what? Well, I've managed to source some more Mitas tyres, E-07s, and I'm heading there today to get them replaced. My trust in these tyres is 100%. I've now ridden these tyres in lots of different conditions. I ride through winter, camp all year round, and these tyres have done the job for me. They may not be the best tyre in the world, they may not be the worst, but for me, these tyres have worked, and therefore I trust them, and therefore I'm buying another set. These reviews every 1,000 miles, I feel that they get a little bit sort of same as, because you're more or less doing the same thing, saying the same thing. But I was actually talking to a couple of subscribers just at the weekend, just gone. And one of the subscribers had bought the Mitas tyres for his Honda CB500X, as it is, on the basis of my reviews. And I was saying to him that, you know, I feel that they're a little bit boring because, you know, every 1,000 miles, same thing. But he said it was on the basis of the reviews every 1,000 miles at about the 6,000-7,000 mile mark review that he decided these tyres were for him. And he's delighted he's got them. And that sort of made me feel a bit better about having done this exercise. Now, I won't be repeating it again with these new Mitas tyres. I'll just give you a view when they come to the end of their life as to how they perform compared to these tyres at this time. The only thing to finish off with is that I've run them to 11,000 miles. In truth, I'll look to change the tyres at around about the 8,000 to 9,000 mile mark, because I think from there on you can start to feel the wear on the tyres through the bike. Got a little bit of vibration. By 10,000 miles I was getting a little bit of like white finger. My fingers were vibrating afterwards. But it could be the bike. It could be I need to loosen off and retighten some bolts. But I'll see, because getting them fitted today, as soon as I've ridden home, I'll know whether that bit of vibration is the misshaping of the blocks on the front tyre causing the vibration or not. Anyhow, I think that's enough, and I really appreciate you watching. See how I get on, and see how long the other ones last. But thanks again. Right guys, so I'm getting the tyres changed. They're currently actually getting changed, and this is the rear tyre. And I'll just show you something about that tyre that they've shown me. So here we have a nail in the tyre, just there. Something I didn't spot. Must have just picked that up today, I think, because I was cleaning the chain the other day, but I think I've picked that up today. So there's a nail, just there, and I'll just show you inside. And there it is inside the tyre. So it just goes to show, you never know. Keep checking your tyres, guys. So the new tyres have been fitted, and oh, they feel so nice. Oh, I really like new tyres. So I've done about well, probably about 40 miles on them riding home, and the bike has been transformed from the 11,000 mile tyres that were fitted, particularly the front end. As I've mentioned to you previously, the tyres, well, the front end was feeling a little bit vibration. I was feeling a little bit of vibration through the handlebars, and I suspected it was the tyres having got misshapen, which again I've shown you, and indeed that's been the case. So new tyres fitted, the vibration's gone from the handlebars, so that tells me now, it confirms to me that although the tyres are capable of doing the 11,000, probably even 12,000 before they're illegal or getting anywhere near illegal, in truth I'd probably be looking to change these at about the 8,000 to 9,000 mark maximum. So I'm not going to do any more reviews on them now, other than at the end of the life of these ones, I'll just give you a quick update to let you know how these have worn over their lifespan. But I hope you found it interesting to see the reviews every 1,000 miles. Not particularly interesting, but I hope it's been useful. So, nice one. Thanks for watching, and watch this space for the next exciting instalment. Oh, I do like new tyres.